Abby Schumacher. Ms. Gillen, thank you for all the guidance and support you have given me, basically since 4th grade, and in just about every area of life. You have been part teacher, part counselor, and are always the voice of reason when I need one. There have been countless times I have walked into pause with something on my mind that I need to figure out, and in our 15 minutes together, in our 15 minutes together, you helped me to work through the pros and cons and come to a decision I feel confident in. I truly look forward to the 2 times of the day that I get to hang out with and learn from you. Some of my favorite memories that I'll take with me are Mafia Mondays, newly added card game Tuesdays, and pictures on the fridge. While my time left here at Eagan High School is short, I look forward to keeping in touch as I move on to this next phase. Love you, Ms. Gillen.
All right, Maya Cron and Mr. Snowbeck. Mr. Snowbeck has been my homeroom teacher since freshman year, and he is currently my developmental psychology teacher. Mr. Snowbeck has helped my personal growth for the last 4 years by being a fantastic role model. His goal is to talk to every student every day and make a connection with every student that walks into his room. He is someone I feel comfortable talking to about anything. His attitude and his compassion for others are 2 of the most evident strengths that I have learned from the most. Mr. Snowbeck has made me realize that attitude is everything because it's one of the only things that I can control. The energy and passion he brings to everything he does is inspiring. He sees the best in people and in life, and I hope that I can be as positive, open, and welcoming as him someday. Thanks, Mr. Snowbeck, for being someone I have been able to really learn from, not only in school, but in life. Next up, Karina and Mrs. Adams. Is a remarkable, spunky, and genuine individual who pours her heart into her job as a teacher. She has taught me so many valuable lessons, not only in history, but in life. She taught me about the early days in Mesopotamia, all the way to Second World War. But most importantly, she has taught me to never apologize for who I am. I will really miss her countless Eleanor and Charlie stories and her bubbly personality. You have been a second mother to me, and I appreciate everything you have done, not only for me, but for our community and school. Karina wins for the most challenging words.
Yay, that's A+ to Mesopotamia.
I cannot thank Mrs. Hubbard enough for everything she's done to make my high school experience so memorable. She makes French fun to learn and always puts her students before herself. Going to her class every day lightens my mood with her positive energy and compassion towards the language of French. I am so grateful for everything she has done for me and the impact she has made in my life. Thank you so much, Mrs. Hubbard.
On the other side so you get your picture. No, flip flop your teacher on the other side. Oh. There you go.
And we were like, way.
Oh yeah, we're all together. Okay.
Lakeville North Panthers, and alongside Randy. Well, Randy, good to meet you. A couple minutes before first pitch, what can we expect between the Eagan Wildcats and the Lakeville North Panthers here this afternoon?
Well, I think both teams are good clubs. They've had always good games in the past. Eagan's got I think 5-6 seniors, and Lakeville, I think they have about the same amount, so it should be a good competitive game today.
Well, these two teams matched up twice last season, and the Eagan Wildcats ended up sweeping the season series against Lakeville North, and they are South suburban rivals, and this is the only matchup between these two teams this season. And again, it's kind of an abbreviated schedule with the late winter and early spring time here in Minnesota. But we have a good day here and a little nice ceremony before the first pitch, teacher appreciation. And we are getting set for the first pitch between the Wildcats and the Panthers here this afternoon from Wildcat Ballpark. Glad you could join us as the two teams are getting set to take the field, and I think they're just waiting for the ceremonial first pitch here.
Mr. Snowbeck, a teacher from Eagan High School, is going to be throwing out the first pitch.
Okay. That's nice that they do that kind of stuff to recognize the teachers, and they did it here before first pitch.
So Mr. Snowbeck's throwing the first pitch to Karina Munson, one of the senior Wildcat players. Ooh.
Looked good, looked at strike. And now we are going to be set for the matchup between the Wildcats and the Panthers. And again, the Panthers and the Wildcats here. And last season, Eagan finished 15-5, 10-4 in conference play, and they started the season out last year 3-0. And this is early on this season. Again, we mentioned that the snow just melting here in Minnesota, so the conference schedule is getting kick-started here, some early games, but you're around this club or you've seen these Wildcats play. What can we expect from the Wildcats here this afternoon?
Well, so far this year, they've been hitting the ball pretty well, scoring runs. The pitching is still getting worked up so they're pitching more consistent. But I think it'll help now that they're playing outside. All the other games have been played indoors in the indoor domes, and that's just a different environment. And they play with tennis shoes instead of the cleats. So I think this will help.
Yeah, it's the first outdoor game here for the Wildcats here at home. Like you mentioned, Randy, they played inside, and kind of thinking back when I used to play some games inside, and it is kind of a different environment. You can't, it's not a natural baseball or softball environment for these players, and glad they're outside here, and we are set for the opening pitch here this afternoon. Digging in from the right side will be Jenna Beckstrom, the shortstop, the 10th grader for Lakeville. Lauren Gammy in the circle for the Wildcats, and we are set for the first pitch. And it's inside, just a little missed inside. Jenna Beckstrom, the shortstop, will bat in the leadoff spot. Next pitch coming from Gammy. It's hit on the ground right side, and that's through for a base hit. And the throw from the right fielder to first base, not in time, so the leadoff hitter aboard for the Panthers. Sneaking through the right side, so they have a runner on first base. Now bring up number 21, Kia Brown, rather. Squaring the bunt, looking at a pitch up, the throw from the catcher Munson down to first base, not in time. Sliding back to first, Beckstrom. Just underway between the Eagan Wildcats and the Lakeville North Panthers. As Gammy gets a sign, the pitch is squared at and bunted. She made contact, but it was foul, so Brown will have to circle her way back to the batter's box here.
Kay is the same age as my daughter, senior, so I've been watching her play in the summers for years, so I know she's a good hitter, a good player. She's a slap hitter, so she's a tough out.
Next pitch is line to left, coming in and trapping that one on the ground was the left fielder Shoemaker. And Lakeville has two runners aboard. There you see just that nice smooth swing to the opposite field, and Lakeville has something going here.
Yeah, it's tough to defend those slap hitters.
So nobody out, 2 on for the Panthers here, just underway. As Gammy is ready, the first pitch is upstairs, missing. And it's missing to McKinley
Maleka.
Maleka. the catcher here this afternoon. Bats with 2 Panthers aboard. Nobody out. 1-0 the count. And the 1-0 pitch is hit over the backstop here and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Maleka the batter. Beckstrom at second. Brown at first for the Panthers here in the top half of the first inning. The next pitch inside. 2 balls and a strike now. We have a good view right behind the plate here. Nice to see the movement on the pitches coming in from Lauren Gammy.
Yep, best seat in the house right here.
Next pitch is hit foul down the left field line and out of play. So the count is evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Early going between the Panthers and the Wildcats. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the umpire signals. Gammy's next pitch is up and in.
Looked like a change up.
So now the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wind blowing out to kind of right center field here as we look out to see the flags beyond the fences. As the next pitch is hit, bounced up the middle and knocked down by the shortstop Redlin. 1 run scored. The throw to third, sliding in there, but getting tagged out was Brown. And Eagan gets the first out of the ball game here, but the Panthers score first.
Next up, number 44.
So Beckstrom comes around to score. Brown thrown out at third. And now the Panthers have 1 gone as the next pitch to the Brianna Draxel is upstairs. So Draxel batting here, 1-0 Panthers. The next pitch is taken for a ball. Throw down to first from the catcher, Munson. Not in time.
So since I know the players, the infield, we got Karina Munson catching, Heidi Nelson first, Maren Benarat at second. There's a foul. Emma Redlin at shortstop, and Maggie Murphy at third. Left field, we have Abby Schumacher, center Taylor Anderson, and right field, we have Maya Cron.
1-0 Panthers here. 1 out, top of the first. Next pitch from Lauren Gammy is taken for a ball. 3-1. 1 out here for the Panthers. Next pitch is fouled off at the plate. Tried to go up in the zone there.
Looked like a rise ball. I know Lauren's got a rise ball, so that's probably what that pitch was.
Draxel digs back in from the right side. 1-0 Panthers. Gammy's ready, and the pitch is fouled off the right side and out of play. So the Wildcats and the Panthers here this afternoon. Some good weather here this afternoon for some softball action.
Beautiful.
Next pitch, taken for a ball. Runner goes, and it's not going to matter as the walk was issued. So Draxel aboard. Maleka down to second base. So Draxel at first base, Maleka at second. And now that will lead to Caitlin Young, who steps into the plate. Young waits on the first pitch, and she looks at a strike called. 0-1. Good pitch there from Lauren Gammy.
Always nice to get ahead in that first pitch.
2 on for the Panthers. The next pitch is taken for a ball upstairs. Here in this first inning between the Wildcats and the Panthers. 1-0 Panthers. As the next pitch swung on and lifted in the air to left field. Shoemaker in foul territory reaches up and snags it in foul territory for the second out there. One kind of pushing that one back into fair territory, but Schumacher made the catch for the second out. So 2 gone here. Top half of the first. As the first pitch is taken inside, the throw down to second base, not in time. Haglund, the batter. Next pitch is in there for a called strike. So the count is, I believe it's evened up now at 1-1, or if it's, well, we'll get a visit to the circle here. See if the Wildcats can get out of this top of the first and send the bats here. Again, these two teams matched up twice a year ago. A 5-4 win in the first matchup, and then a 10-1 win for Eagan in the second matchup. Some last-minute instructions being had on the field, and girls break the huddle and head back to their respective positions here. Again, 1-0 Panthers here in the top half of the first. 2 out, 1-1 is the count. Gammy looks in, the pitch. Taken for a ball, inside and low. 2 balls and a strike now. The next pitch in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher. Monson holding runners at first and second here, and the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike here with 2 gone in the top of the first. That's pitch is in there. Nice job by Gammy hitting the strike zone, and it's now a full count at 3-2. Working all parts of the strike zone in this at-bat.
Yeah, not afraid to work inside.
Next pitch is hit softly to second. Nice stop, or at shortstop rather, by Redlin. She goes to second for the force. And the Wildcats get out of the top of the first, but it's a 1-0 Lakeville lead as we head into the bottom of the first from Wildcat Park. Back here from Eagan, where it will be the Wildcats stepping in to face the Lakeville North Panthers, who scratched off the first run of the ball game, but we'll see what the bats can do here against the pitcher. In the circle, it will be Caitlin Young, the 10th grader for Lakeville. It'll be New Anderson and Munson for the Wildcats here. As again, Lakeville jumping out in front by a score of 1-0 here as the Wildcats get their first at-bat of the afternoon. So Sydney New will step in, left-handed batter. Will face the pitcher Young here. As Young gets ready, the first pitch is down and away, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Again, it's New, Anderson, and Monson here to face Young, the pitcher. Next offering is in there for a called strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Young gets a sign, the next pitch. Down low with the fastball, 2 balls and a strike. So we'll see what Sydney New can do here in the bottom half of the first inning. She looks at a next offering from Caitlin Young outside, and it's 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1. We'll see what she can do here. Hitters count. Bottom half of the first inning. Swing and a miss. Good cut on that one.
She swung over on that one. Sydney's got good speed, so she's a good table setter if she can get on base here for Eagan.
3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Sydney. Swung on and missed, down on strikes. That's the first out of the bottom half of the first inning. Now Taylor Anderson will dig in. So Anderson now facing Young. Gets the first batter on strikes here this afternoon. First pitch is a called strike. Bottom half of the zone.
Taylor is one of Eagan seniors. She's also a multi-sport athlete. She's going to the University of Duluth to play hockey, so she's a good athlete.
Next pitch is hit on the ground, back to the circle, and the Panthers have the first 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. Goes 1-3. And now it's Karina Monson, the catcher for the Wildcats here this afternoon. Facing Young, 2 gone, bases empty, 1-0 Panthers. First pitch, hit on the ground, to short, and the Panthers go 1-2-3 here in this bottom half of the first inning. After 1 from Eagan, it's the Panthers leading the Wildcats 1-0. First pitch is taken downstairs for a ball to the leadoff hitter here for the Panthers here in this second inning. Lexi Smith will step in to face Gammy, who throws the next pitch down and in. So 2 balls and a strike here. 1-0 here early on. Lakeville in front of Eagan. Next pitch is in there for a called strike. Good pitch there, bottom of the zone, and that's been working for Gammy here this afternoon, early going.
Yeah, if she can keep them at the knees, they'll be hitting ground balls.
Gammy ready. The next pitch is swung on and missed. Popped out of the glove of Monson, the catcher. So 2 good pitches there from Gammy, and the count is evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch is hit softly behind second base. The second baseman over to her right, and the throw not in time as Benarott had to pick that one up with the bare hand, tried to complete the play, but it's an infield single.
Tough play, kind of right in between the shortstop and second baseman.
That's always tough too, because sometimes the field gets some craters of dirt, and so the ball just kind of sits in there and doesn't roll for the player to scoop it up with the bare hand easily.
All right, the field looks pretty soft out there right now.
Again, it's 1-0 Panthers as they hit here in the top half of the second. Two good pitches there from Lauren Gammy. Ahead of the hitter here, number 19, Jordan Arnstroff. Next pitch, outside, try to get Arnstroff to chase that one down and away. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gammy ready, the next pitch, fouled off, out of play to the left. The count is 1-2. Sun trying to peek out here. As the 1-2 pitch, hit foul back to the screen. Still 1-2.
Yeah, and the Eagan field here, right field is the Sun field. So any fly ball hit out to right field is a tough play for the outfielder.
See a lot of girls wearing sunglasses.
Nice pitch.
Good pitch there, down on strikes is Arnhoff. And that's the first out of the inning here in this top half of the second. Now Paige Anderson will step in. Anderson facing Gammy here. First pitch fouled off to the screen. Bounces right in front of the Panther dugout. They're in the first base side dugout. Wildcats occupying the third base side. 1 out here in the top half of the second. The pitch upstairs to Anderson. Count is 1-1. Smith at first after an infield single. 1-0 Panthers. Next pitch is fouled off to the screen and out of play. And it's 1-2. And you talked about it earlier in that top half of the first inning, how Gammy likes to attack the inner half of the plate. And we've seen that here in this second inning.
Yep, get it on their hands, and it's getting a lot of foul balls here. Here we go.
Nice job going up in the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. 2 gone here in the second inning. We go back to the top of the order here. And Backstrom, who singled and scored in the first for the lone run thus far for the Panthers. First pitch hit softly up the first base line. A lot of spin on that one.
Nice.
Gammy hops off the circle and makes the play, and the inning is over. So nice job by the Wildcats there.
Nice job by Lauren.
So the Wildcats get out of the top half of the first. Still grab the bats and try to put up some runs here in the bottom half of the second inning from Eagan. Back here from Wildcat Field. And now Heidi Nelson will lead off the bottom half of the second inning for the Wildcats. She looks at a first pitch strike on the outside corner, 0-1 to her. Heidi Nelson, Maggie Murphy, and Abby Schumacher scheduled up here in the bottom half of the second for the Wildcats. So the next pitch is down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. So a good top half of the second inning for the Wildcats, especially Lauren Gammy striking out 2 and then getting the put out to end the top half. And we'll see what the Wildcats can do here as they trail the Panthers 1-0. 2 balls and a strike. Next pitch. Outside.
All right, hitters count now, 3-1.
Again, these Wildcats swept the Panthers in 2 matchups last season as the next pitch is fouled off over the first base dugout and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Nelson at first base here this afternoon for the Wildcats, facing Young. And the next pitch is taken for a ball.
Yeah, it's a walk. That's 4.
That's a walk here.
I got 4 balls there.
So the Wildcats have their first base runner of the afternoon. We'll see what they can do. And now Maggie Murphy will step in. Again, the Panthers jumping out to a 1-0 lead in the top half of the first inning. Wildcats trying to get it back here in the bottom half of the second. Young ready the pitch. Good cut there, fouled it back to the screen. Maggie Murphy at third base here this afternoon for the Wildcats. Hits with Nelson at first base. Next pitch, taken for a ball. So Nelson at first base after the leadoff walk here. Murphy trying to do something at the plate. 1-1 the count. The next pitch is foul tipped right into the catcher's mitt, and it's 1-2. Good swing there. Comes up empty, and we'll see what Murphy can do here with the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. The next pitch, fouled off. Back to the screen. Count holds at 1-2. Nelson at first base. Swing a line drive, foul down the right field line. Good cut there, inches away from being a double. Possible run scoring hit. That one just landed on the foul side of the right field line down there.
Pitcher Young has been throwing mostly hard stuff. Let's see if he maybe mixes in the changeup here.
Here's the 1-2. Swinging a foul ball, right side now to play.
Same pitch up in the zone.
So Nelson at first base after leading things off here for the Wildcats via the 4-pitch walk. Next pitch is taken for a ball inside to Maggie Murphy.
Maggie's having a good at bat here, falling off pitches she can't hit.
Next pitch, cut on and missed up in the zone. And Young retires Murphy here for the first out. So now Schumacher will step in. 1 gone, bottom of the second. Eagan at the bats. Nelson at first base, 1 gone. Schumacher digs in, facing Young. First pitch, called strike. A fastball right down the middle.
Right down Broadway, yep.
And it's 0-1. Well, you brought up the good point saying that the previous batter, Maggie Murphy, was fouling off a lot of pitches until perhaps Young makes a mistake, as this one is hit softly on a line to first base, and that's an out there on the line out. Diving back in safely was Nelson. So now the Wildcats have 2 gone here in this second inning. Maya Cron will dig in. Still with Nelson at first base. First pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1. But if the Wildcats can do that, spoiling these pitches, it rises the pitch count for Young, and it gets in her head to try to make the perfect pitch.
Right, and the more pitches that you can see your first time around, the next time up, you're going to have an easier time getting a good pitch and knowing what she's throwing.
Count is now at 1-1 here. To the batter, Maya Cron, who is in right field this afternoon for the Wildcats. Next pitch is a called strike. Bottom half of the zone outside. And it's a ball and 2 strikes here with the runner at first base.
Kalen working most of the outside corner, outside part of the plate.
Goes up with the next pitch there. Tried to get Cron to chase. She holds up, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes here with 2 gone in the second. Young ready, the pitch. Swing and lash foul, look out. Hits the screen. So good at bat here by Maya. Here with 2 gone in the second inning. Next pitch is in there for a called strike. That's strike 3, and the Wildcats are down in the second inning. So the leadoff walk does nothing, and the Wildcats leave a runner on the bases, and after 2 complete here from Eagan, it's Panthers 1, Wildcats nothing. As the first baseman, Nelson at first base, gives the Lakeville North first base coach some sunglasses as the next pitch is fouled down the left field line and out of play. Schumacher went for a look, but that one just out of her reach. The count is 1-1.
Kia had a base hit right over the shortstop her first time up. A little slap hit.
As the next pitch is slapped on the ground left side, and that's through. The gap on the left side for a leadoff single. So now Maleka will step in. She singled her first time up to center field. Again, the Panthers lead the Wildcats here. 1-0. We're in the top of the third. Both these seasons just getting underway as the runner goes. Throw down to second is going to be
nice.
In time. Good throw, good tag all the way around for the first out. Kind of was screened off by the pitcher and the umpire there, but good throw right on the bag for the first out. Wipes out a base runner.
Karina's done a good job of throwing out base runners this year. I'd estimate she's thrown out probably 75% of the base stealers.
Next pitch is hit on a line out to center, and that will bang off the fence and straightaway center. Going into second, but getting tagged out at second was the runner Maleka for the second out. So good job relaying the ball in by Anderson and company, and Maleka just overran second base.
I don't think the runner expected that ball to get in that quick, but Taylor, she's one of the better center fielders around.
As the next pitch to Draxel is taken up. 2 good plays from the Wildcats here in the top half of the third inning as the next pitch is lined out to right center field. They'll touch down for a base hit. So the Panthers have a runner on here with 2 out in the third inning. And now that will bring Young up to the plate, who flew out to left her first time up. Again, both these teams, their season's just kind of getting underway here. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, some games being played inside because of the weather outside. But they finally get to play outside here in a nice day, like we mentioned, as Gammy gets up with a good pitch there, an off-speed pitch out of the zone.
Yep, nice change up.
Next pitch taken upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike here. 2 gone, 3rd inning, 1-0 Panthers. Gammy looks in, the next pitch.
Another change up.
Tried to have the batter, Young, go fishing down and away for that pitch. She holds up. 2 balls and a strike is the count. 2 gone. Next pitch is taken down low again. 3 balls and a strike with a runner at first base here. 2 gone in the 3rd inning for the Panthers. And that's a walk here. So Young aboard. Draxel moves to second base, and now Haglund bounced into a fielder's choice her first time up. As now it looks like we might get some activity from the Panther dugout. Third baseman Murphy will walk into the circle and chat things over with Gammy.
Looks like you got a pinch runner, number 18 for the pitcher, Young.
So Sayer will be the courtesy runner for the pitcher here with 2 gone in the top half of the 3rd. Gammy looks in, the first pitch, swing and a miss. So Haglund, big cut there, comes up empty, and it's 0-1.
Haglund hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice her last time up.
Gammy trying to strand the Panthers on the bases here with 2 gone. Next pitch is in there for a called strike, so the count is now 0-2. Outside with the next pitch. Gammy trying to pick up her 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. Got back-to-back strikeouts for the 2nd and 3rd out in the 2nd inning as the pitch is hit in the air to center field. The center fielder goes back and makes the catch right in front of the fence. Good job by Anderson, ranging all the way back to the fence and squeezing it for the 3rd out. As we head into the bottom half of the 3rd from Eagan, the Panthers still lead the Wildcats 1-0. As the next pitch is hit right back to the backstop, hitting off the pad. So quickly 2 strikes on Benarott. Wildcats trail the Panthers here, 1-0 as we are in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Next pitch taken upstairs, trying to get Benarott to chase one up in the zone. You can hear the wind starting to pick up a little bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. Foul back. A good at-bat here by Benarant, trying to get aboard. The Wildcats had Heidi Nelson in the 2nd inning get on first, but couldn't do anything with the leadoff batter aboard as the pitch goes outside here. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Wildcats, they've had some good at-bats against Young, the pitcher, but they just haven't had that extra hit here early on as the next pitch is swung on and missed. And back-to-back strikeouts here for the Panthers and Young. So 1 gone here in the 3rd inning, still 1-0 Panthers.
Yeah, Young's keeping it outside, and we got to try to go the other way with it. I think we're trying to pull the ball too much. It's.
See, first pitch is in there for a called strike.
Hitters got to let the ball get a little bit hitting then we'll have more luck hitting into right field.
So Emma Redling will be the batter here, as that one is hit out of play to the right. Good cut there, but 2 strikes on Redling here. Bottom half of the 3rd. No balls and 2 strikes. 1-0. Panthers on top. Next pitch bounces in there. So we'll see what Redling can do here with 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Young ready, the pitch. Good job staying alive, fouls this one back to the screen.
Young came inside on that one, so that was a little bit different look for Eagan hitter.
Panthers and the Wildcats here this afternoon. Again, only matchup of the season. So the next pitch is fouled off the screen to the right. Panthers getting swept by the Wildcats last year. Eagan sweeping 4 teams last season: Shakopee, Lakeville North, Apple Valley, and Eastview. Trying to improve upon a pretty solid year for the Wildcats last season, as the next pitch goes down low, taken for a ball, and the count is evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom half of the 3rd, as this one is fouled back to the screen here. So a good at-bat between Young and Emma Redling. Next pitch is fouled off again. So there again, we talked about it. Trying to get that right pitch and send it somewhere where you can get on base here, but a good bat between Young and Redland.
Right. Young's done a good job the first time through the order here. We'll see if the Eagan has any more luck the 2nd time through.
Next pitch is hit on the ground. That's through for a base hit. Redling will touch first safely as the Panthers get it in back to the infield, but there again, Randy going outside. Nice job dribbling it through on the ground, right side for a base hit.
Emma did a good job going with the pitch.
So with 1 out, the Panthers have Redling at first, and we flip it back to the top of the order, and Sydney New, who struck out her first time up. Trying to get the offense kick-started here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning from Eagan. Young looks in and is ready, the pitch. Called strike, a fastball, as Redling kind of held her secondary lead out there between 1st and 2nd, making the catcher kind of make a decision whether she's going to throw it back to the circle or if she's going to try to get Redling out, as the next pitch is fouled off at the plate.
Yeah, Eagan base runners, they like to try to draw a throw from the catcher. So
you see a lot of teams, especially softball teams, some baseball teams actually doing this, but they've gone to the kind of wristband systems. You see all the girls on the Eagan side wearing those wristbands with the signs, and the coach at third will just yell out a set of numbers, and the girls will just look down to the wristband and get the sign. 0-2 the pitch. Swing and a ball hit on the ground, left side. They will go to second base to get Redling sliding in on the force. So it's now 2 gone here in this 3rd inning. So now it will be Taylor Anderson.
Taylor grounded right back to the pitcher first time up.
So Anderson digs in. New at first base, 2 gone, 3rd inning. First pitch is upstairs, and you could hear, at least in our headsets, before that next pitch, the numbers being yelled out from the 3rd base coach. As the batter, Anderson, looks at her wristband, gets the sign. Squaring to bunt. Pulls it back, throw down to second is in time to get the runner.
Nice throw from the catcher.
Sydney New.
And that was a
Yeah.
quick release, strong, accurate throw, so I don't know if Eagan will be trying to steal on her anymore.
So Eagan down in the 3rd inning, and we head to the 4th. Panthers still on top in this one here this afternoon by a score of 1-0 from Eagan Ballpark. Smith, as Gammy comes home, hit slowly back to the circle. Gammy up with it and completes the play on to first for the first down of the inning. So Eagan gets that first out here. And now Aaron Striff will dig in. Struck out looking her last time up. So a good start for the Wildcats here in the field, getting that first base runner out. Next pitch, hit on the ground right side. The second baseman, Benarott, up with it, completes the play on to first. So 2 up and 2 gone here.
Yep, 2 pitches, 2 outs. Or I guess it was 3. I guess it's actually 3 pitches, but that was a quick 2 outs.
Gammy's done well here this afternoon. Just that 1 run coming in the first inning, but as he pitch is in there for a called strike, squaring to bunt, taking a strike is Anderson. So it's no balls and 1 strike to Anderson, the batter. 1-0 Panthers facing the Wildcats here as the next pitch is fouled back to the screen. 0-2. Keeps their defense into the game if you get some quick outs, as Gammy has done here in this 4th inning, as the next pitch is outside. Tried to extend the zone out there. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. 2 out, and the pitch is upstairs with the fastball.
Just missed that one.
So extend the at-bat here, but extend the, trying to go outside and then come back with the high heater upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Change
off
up.
speed.
Yep.
3-2 now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone here in this 4th inning. As the next pitch is fouled back off the pad. Still 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Gammy looks in, gets a sign. The next pitch is taken for ball 4. So the Panthers have a runner on first base. 3rd walk issued by Gammy. We go back to the top of the order, and Beckstrom here singled and scored in the 1st. Bounced out to Gammy her last time up. Time is called at the plate here with 2 gone in this 4th inning. Again, the only matchup between these 2 teams this year. Been a close one here this afternoon. The Panthers lead the Wildcats 1-0 as the runner goes. Throw down to second. Skips in there, and will be a stolen base for Anderson. So the Panthers tried that last inning, and Monson had a great throw down to the second base bag, and the Panthers were caught stealing, but they're in motion again with Anderson at second base after swiping second. The next pitch is lined to right, and that's foul. So the count is 0-2. Garrett Beckstrom in this 4th inning from Eagan. Wildcats trying to get out of the top of the 4th and grab the bats and try to come back into this one here this afternoon as the next pitch is taken for a ball. So it's 1-2 here. 2 gone, 4th inning, 1-0 Panthers. Beckstrom the batter. Swinging, this one is sent on the ground left side. That's through for a base hit. Touching 3rd, coming around, and a close play at the plate. Monson had to go off her shin pad and trickle up towards the dugout. So Anderson comes around to score. And it's now 2-0 Panthers after the single to left field, an RBI single for Beckstrom. She goes to second on the throw. So it's 2-0 here, Panthers in front of the Wildcats. And now Brown will step in, 2 for 2 with 2 singles this afternoon. Looks at a pitch down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Third baseman Murphy creeping in at third base, expecting a bunt or a ball hit softly. As the next pitch is hit softly right back to the circle. Up with it, Gammy, and she completes the play on to Nelson for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Panthers get the 2nd run of the game. They lead the Wildcats here 2-0 as we head into the bottom half of the 4th inning from Eagan. Back here from Eagan ballpark, Wildcat ballpark. The Wildcats will send up the as squaring to bunt, getting it down, rolling up the third base line, and foul was Taylor Anderson. She squared around the bunt, just trickled up the third base line and landed on the foul side of third base. Anderson bounced back to the circle her first time up. A one hit for the Wildcats thus far against Young. As Young is ready, the next pitch is hit hard to center, and the center fielder will make the catch on a line. Unfortunate for Anderson. She can't hit a ball any better than that.
No, that was our Eagan's hardest hit right there.
So one gone here in the fourth inning. 2-0 Panthers lead the Wildcats. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Munson, the senior catcher for the Wildcats, at the plate, trying to get something started here. Fourth inning, 2-0 Panthers, as the pitch is taken inside and low for a ball, and it's 1-1.
Karina has definitely got some power. She hit a home run off the Prior Lake pitcher earlier this year, and the Prior Lakes pitcher is one of the better pitchers in the state, for definitely the conference.
This one's hit on the ground right side. That's a base hit. It's a nice job by Karina getting on base for Heidi Nelson. So Nelson will be the batter. She walked her only time up, and that is the second hit of the ball game for the Wildcats.
Well, Heidi's got power too, and then McKenna coming up next, so hopefully we can take advantage of the base runner.
Looks like a pinch runner at first base here.
Mallory Stiff, I believe.
Yep. So Stiff at first base here with one out. Panthers up 2-0. Fourth inning, Wildcats threatening with one out and a runner on first base. The pitch called a strike. Again, Nelson walked her last time up here. She bats with Stiff at first base and one out. The pitch from Young. Trickles away from the catcher, going down to second base is Stiff. And now the Wildcats have a runner in scoring position. So Nelson will try to put this one in play. The pitch. Swing a line drive caught by the second baseman. Oh boy, two hard hit balls this inning and two outs.
Next up, number 20, McKenna Melville.
That one was lined to the second baseman. Making the play. The runner Stiff holds at second. First pitch is hit on the ground right side. The second baseman will make the play on to first. And the Wildcats threatened with Stiff at second, but she's left there. And after 4 complete from Eagan, it's still 2-0 Panthers in front of the Wildcats. Back here at Wildcat Ballpark. Here the Panthers lead the Wildcats 2-0. So we roll into the 4th inning, or actually 5th inning, I believe.
Yep, top of 5.
Top 5 here. Up next for Eagan on the schedule, they will go to Eastview on Friday. Lakeville will host Burnsville, so that's the schedule coming up for these two teams. But right now, here in the top half of the 5th inning, first pitch from Gammy is hit hard but foul on the left side.
That would be a good time to mix in that changeup.
So 1 strike on the batter. Next pitch.
I think she tried to change up there.
Maleka the batter. 2 singles, both to center field here for her. Stands in, facing Gammy, the pitch. Missed inside, tried to paint the inside corner, and it's now a ball and, check that, 2 balls in 1 strike. Panthers getting a run in the 1st inning and a run in the 4th inning, as this one is line foul up the 3rd base line. So the count is now at 2-2. So do you think we see an off-speed pitch here, or go upstairs in the zone with a fastball to try to get Maleka to chase?
Yeah, I think it would be a good count here to try the change up again. Full count. Unless you have a really good changeup, it's probably not a time to throw the changeup, but this would be a good spot.
Missed upstairs. Gammy in the circle here for the Wildcats. The 10th grader. It misses inside, and that's a walk. So Maleka aboard all 3 plate appearances here for her this afternoon. Dexel will step in. She singled to right field and was stranded at 2nd base her last time up in the 3rd. See what the Wildcats can do here. Swing, and this one is hit in the air to right center field. The center fielder Anderson has it measured. She makes the catch for the 1st out. So 1 out, and now Young, the batter, walked her last time up. Glad you could join us here. Beautiful day, beautiful setting for this softball game as the lookout almost took out the cameraman up atop the first base side dugout. Wow. Next pitch is in the dirt. Blocked by Munson, the catcher. Holding the runner at first base, that's Maleka at first base. 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. 2-0 Panthers. Next pitch is hit in the air. Right center field. The center fielder ranging all the way to the gap and making the catch. That's Anderson for the 2nd out of the inning. So she makes the catch for 1st out and now the 2nd out of the 5th inning. Cron was backing her up, so good communication out there for the Wildcats.
That ball carries well to right center here at Eagan. I think with those prevailing winds, it usually carries well to right center here.
And the wind is blowing out right now, and we've seen sometimes this afternoon that the wind has blown in, but for the majority of this contest here this afternoon, the wind has been blowing out to the right center field gap. Next pitch is in there for a called strike. Bluff throw down to first as Maleka goes back in standing. 2 gone, 5th inning. Maleka at first base. Wildcats and the Panthers. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. Missing with the fastball upstairs. Hagelin, the batter. Flew out to Anderson. Her last time up. Inside with the next pitch. And it's now 3 balls and 1 strike. Better out the second baseman stepped into the circle, trying to give some encouragement to Gammy, the pitcher here, as the next pitch is taken upstairs for ball 4. So the second walk issued here in the inning for Gammy. Maleka moves to second. Hagelin at first base after the 2-out walk, and now Smith will step in. Lexi Smith, the senior for the Panthers, follows it back to the screen. Panthers trying to put up more runs, but the Wildcats, with 2 gone, would like to get out of the top half of the first and see if they can come back at the bat rack. But the Panthers extending the inning here as Smith looks at a pitch inside. Defense has played well for Eagan here this afternoon. Now it's 2 balls and no strike. Anderson in center field making some nice plays. Gammy making some nice plays on some dribblers back to the circle. So they just need that base runner aboard on the offensive side of thing to try to come back in this one here this afternoon. Good pitch there. The count is evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gammy ready, the pitch. Swinging a ball hit well to center. Back is the center fielder, Anderson, and she makes the catch, retreating in center for the 3rd out.
Busy inning for Anderson. All 3 outs were hit to Taylor.
So the Wildcats will grab some bats and try to come back into this one as we head into the bottom half of the 5th. Still the Panthers in front of the Wildcats here this afternoon by a score of 2-0. Fifth inning rolls in, bottom half of the 5th inning rolls in from Eagan. First pitch is a called strike on the outside corner to Abby Schumacher. Lined out to first base, her only time up here this afternoon. Wildcats trying to come back against the Panthers as the next pitch is hit in the air, foul right side and out of play. Dom and Randy with you here from Eagan. So 2 strikes on the batter. Schumacher for the Wildcats, trying to start things up offensively as time is called. Be Schumacher, Cron, and then Benerot. The 3 hitters due up here in the bottom half of the 5th. Next pitch goes outside. And now it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, this high school season is really crunched for time. It's, I think, sections start on the 21st of May, so there's not too many days away to get all these regular season games in.
As Schumacher will reach on the misplay at third base. So Eagan has a runner here in the 5th inning, and we'll see what they can do. It's kind of been, to get to this point, I mean, you got to give credit to Young, but
right.
We'll see what the bats can do. And you mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, the offense has really been impressive for the Wildcats here this season. We'll see what they can do here, cash some runs in. First pitch, fouled off at the plate. Cron struck out her first time up. The season does go by quick. I mean, especially with the cancellations and you try to make up the conference game, and the conference games mean everything. And this one is hit on the ground right side. Good stop by the first baseman over there. She tags the bag, and heading down to second is Schumacher. So she advances to second, but Cron is retired. Now Benarat will dig in. Well, especially for the seniors, goes by quick.
It does.
Especially with the way that the weather has been here. So one out here in the 5th inning, runner on second, squaring to bunt, taking a pitch in there for a called strike is the batter, Benarat.
Luckily, the weather looks good the rest of the week. We got game on Friday, then we have a tournament in Eastview on Saturday, so we'll get 3 games on Saturday as well.
Next pitch is fouled off at the plate. No balls and 2 strikes here with the runner on second for the Wildcats. Schumacher reached on an error by the third baseman to lead off the inning. Then a ground ball out by Cron, and now Benarat at the plate. Fouls a couple pitches off to the screen here, trying to get that swing dialed in to perhaps score. Schumacher from second base with the hit to the outfield. Here it comes, and it's fouled off at the plate. Good job by Benarat to
Looked like a changeup.
Stay with it and
kept their hands back.
Pitch recognition must be so tough. I mean, seems like they're right on top of you in the circle as the pitch is taken for a ball. You mentioned it, keeping your hands back, identifying the pitch and whether it's going to be a ball or a strike. And Benarat trying to do her best to reach base safely here. Next pitch taken for a ball. Up in the zone from Young.
Softball, they got 43 feet to recognize the pitch.
It's
whereas
not like baseball,
yeah, baseball is 60 feet, 6 inches.
Next pitch taken for a ball. The count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I'm used to the 60 feet variety, not the 42.
43 feet,
yeah. Next pitch is fouled off back to the screen. Benarat staying alive here for the Wildcats. Their offense just waiting for that key hit to kind of get kick-started against Young and the Panthers here this afternoon. As Young, there we see the changeup. And Benarat is down on strikes looking. So now 2 gone with Emma Redling going to the plate. First pitch, healthy hack there, fouled back to the screen. Schumacher still at second base after reaching safely on an error. 5th inning, 2-0 Panthers. Wildcats trying to bring home Schumacher from second base. There's a line drive to right field. Schumacher touches third. The throw goes to first, and the relay is not in time. She dropped the ball. Redling goes to second, and the Wildcats trail by a run. So Redling goes to second base on the throw. Again, it went to right field on the base hit. A nice solid base hit for Emma.
And the right fielder tried to make a play at first base, I mean, which they do in fast pitch.
Right.
It's the ball gets there quick, and if the runner isn't blazing fast, they have a chance to get him out at first base.
So meeting at the mound for the Panthers is over here in this 5th inning. Again, Schumacher scoring from second base on that solid base hit to right field for the Wildcats rather. So 2 out, 2-1 game here. Wildcats aren't done yet as the first pitch from Young is taken for a strike. Sidney New, the batter, trying to tie this game up. Young looks into the catcher, gets a sign, and here comes a pitch. Swing and a ball hit to short. And they're going to say it was a line out. So the Panthers get out of the bottom half of the 5th, but the Wildcats score the first run on their side, and it's now a 2-1 game as we head into the top of the 6th from Eagan. First pitch here in the top half of the 6th is in there for a called strike. Good pitch hitting the outside corner for strike 1. And it's 0-1 to the Lakeville North first place hitter in this 6th inning, as the next pitch is down and away from Gammy. Armstrong, the freshman outfielder, in the box. Looks at a pitch, called a ball, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike, but the Wildcats in the bottom half of the 5th inning scratching across a run, so now the score is 2-1 here as we start the 6th inning. Pitch fouled off at the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I mentioned last season the Wildcats swept the 2 matchups between these 2 teams. As the next pitch hits softly on the ground to short. The shortstop, Redling, will throw a strike across to the first baseman, Nelson, and that's the first down of the inning. So
actually, we have McKenna Melville at short now, and Emma moved over to third. So McKenna came in for Maggie Murphy to hit, so she went to short, and Emma went to third.
First pitch called a strike, so Gammy looking good here to start things off here in this 6th inning. Next pitch fouled off the screen and out of play.
Way ahead here now, see what she does to get her to chase.
No balls and 2 strikes. Gammy looks in, the pitch. In there, strike 3, good pitch there.
Outside corner, looked like.
So 2 gone. Well, Beckstrom will be the batter. Single home run. Her last time up with the single to left field. Again, it's a 2-1 ball game. Panthers in front. 6th inning. First pitch again called a strike from Gammy, and been ahead of every hitter here in this 6th inning. So a good sign there, just pouring it into the strike zone, trying to get these Lakeville North batters to hit one in.
Oh.
Line shot to third, knocked down there.
Nice.
Play over to first. What a play by the third baseman. Nice job there. And Eagan gets the Panthers to go 1-2-3 in the top half of the sixth. We'll head to the bottom half of the sixth. We'll see if the Wildcats can tie things up at 2 as the Panthers lead the Wildcats here 2-1. Well, it's been a good ball game here this afternoon between the Panthers and the Wildcats, and glad you could help me out here trying to get acclimated with this Eagan ball club. And they've looked good here this afternoon, and I think it's a matter of time before they get more runs or more runners on base. You saw it last inning, their offense trying to get kick-started. We'll see what they can do here.
Yeah, they've been hitting the ball hard, hitting more hard hit balls. So let's see if that carries over this inning and they start finding the holes.
So Taylor Anderson will step in, lined out to center, her last time up, facing Young. First pitch, called a strike, 0-1 to Anderson. Caitlin Young, the 10th grade pitcher for the Panthers.
Change up.
And change of speed there, gets the strike called, and it's now 0-2. Again, the Wildcats getting the run in the 5th inning. Next pitch is hit on the ground, left side. That's through for a base hit. So the Wildcats have the first runner aboard here in this 6th inning on a solid single to left by Taylor Anderson.
Heart of the order coming up here, 3, 4, 5 hitters. So let's see if we can do something.
6th inning, 2-1 is our score. The Wildcats trying to come back and tie things up against the Panthers here. Swinging a ball bounced up the middle, and that is through for a base hit. Hit a couple of mitts on its way out to center field. So back-to-back singles. And the Wildcats have 2 on and nobody out here, trailing by a run. So now Heidi Nelson will step in, the senior.
Mallory Stiff in the run for Karina again.
Two on, the pitch hit out to short, goes right between the shortstop's legs into center field. Touching home is Anderson. Now they have Stiff caught into a rundown between second and third. She slides in safely at second. And the batter, Heidi Nelson, retreats back to first. The Wildcats tie things up here in the 6th inning.
I don't know how she got back in there.
I don't either.
It looked like for sure they were going to get out at second, but Mallory had a nice dive back in the second.
So 2 on, and still nobody out here in the bottom half of the 6th as the first pitch to Maggie Murphy is taken low.
McKenna, this is McKenna up now. McKenna Melville.
So Melville, the batter, hits this one on the ground right side. The second baseman bobbles it. She can't make the play.
Runner coming in.
Stiff coming to the plate. Throw in time to get the runner at the plate as the Panthers throw it in and get the runner, Mallory Stiff, sliding into home.
That's the first, got the first out at home, it looks like, huh?
Yep, so now Nelson goes to second base on that play, and Melville is at first base.
Hit to right.
That one's hit out to right, tagging from second, heading to third, and safely is Nelson. And also advancing on the trail is Melville, so good base running there by the Wildcats. Second and third, 2 out after the fly out from Schumacher. Oh, we've talked about when the Wildcat bats will come to life, and here in the 6th inning, that's what we've seen thus far. And again, 2 runners in scoring position here. Tie game at 2 between the Panthers and the Wildcats.
Maya Cronop, she had a lot of clutch hits last year, so let's see what she can do this year on this at bat with runners on the second and third, 2 outs.
Nelson at third, Melville the runner at second. 2-2 game, 6th inning. Pitch hit on the ground right side, stopped by the second baseman, and they will complete the play over there at second base. So Cron retired, but the Wildcats tie things up here in the 6th inning as we head to the 7th. New score, 2-2 from Eagan. Seventh inning, top of the 7th. First pitch to the batter is lined out to second, and a nice play there at second base, stabbing that line drive in.
Nice play by Martin Benarat.
So Benarat with the lunge and the catch for the first out of this 7th inning.
From my vantage point, it looked like that one was through, but
yeah,
stretched out nice on that one.
Next pitch lined out to the dugout fence on the third base side and foul. 0-1 to Malenka, who has 2 hits and a walk here this afternoon for the Panthers. Big inning offensively for the Wildcats, though, scratching across the tying run to make it now a 2-2 ball game as we are in the top half of the 7th. Next pitch in the air, left side and foul. So again, Gammy getting ahead of the Panther batter. No ball and 2 strikes. Oh, 0-2, Gammy ready, the pitch. Upstairs, hits a little roller up the first base line.
Flip it.
Gammy off the circle, goes to first, and that's not in time. Close play at first base. Again, it was a slow roller up the first base line. Gammy went off the circle and underhand it to first baseman Nelson.
Did the throw go off the runner's back? It was hard.
It looked like it was, I don't know if it went off her back or if it was, they're going to kind of have a chat here. Maybe trying to see if there's any runner interference as now the umpires will meet. But you're right, from kind of my vantage point, it looked like maybe the first baseman couldn't make the play because she was being run into by the runner going up the first base line, Maleka. But they say that she's safe. So Maleka is aboard. Now Yaxel will step in. First pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1 to the batter here. Again, it's the top half of the 7th inning, 2-2 between the Wildcats and the Panthers. Look at first base. Gammy ready, the pitch outside with an off-speed pitch. Now the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gammy ready, the next pitch. Fastball taken for a ball upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Panthers have a runner at first base here in this 7th inning. Again, it's a 2-2 game. Next pitch, called a ball. Now it's 3-1. There's a called strike, bottom of the zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Panthers getting the first run in the 1st inning, and then in the 4th inning, Wildcats tying it up last half inning. This one is hit out to right center field. Diving is Anderson. She can't make it. Maleka touches second, goes to third, and the Panthers have the go-ahead run at third base. Tough play there for the center fielder, Anderson, and Cron, really the right fielder, kind of hitting no man's land out there.
Anderson went a long way, but that ball was right in between, so I didn't think she was going to get it from the outset.
And give credit to Anderson out in center. She's made some terrific plays here this afternoon, keeping the Wildcats in the ball game, and we'll see what they can do here as the next pitch is hit off to short, off the glove of the shortstop. A runner will score, and it's now 3-2 Panthers. So Maleka scores. So Hagelin will now be the batter. A 3-2 game now as the Panthers get the go-ahead run. So 3-2 is our score. 1 out. Gammy in the circle trying to get the final 2 outs of the 7th inning as the first pitch is a called strike on a fastball. And it's 0-1. Hagelin walked her last time up. Hits with runners on first and second. The next pitch, off speed, trying to go up in the zone here. And it's taken for a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Or check that, 1-1. Next pitch, swing and miss. Good pitch there from Gammy.
Right in on the hands.
Gammy ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes, trying to get out of this top half of the 7th. Panthers getting a run here in the top half to make it 3-2. Foul ball back to the screen. Again, the only matchup between these two teams. Conference battle here from Eagan this afternoon. The pitch, fouled back again. Eagan staying tough here in this 7th inning. Ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, 3-2, Panthers on top. The pitch, upstairs. Missing high with that one, Gammy. Count is now evened at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners are on first and second here for the Panthers. Off-speed pitch, just missing the top of the zone. So we'll see what Gammy dials up here. The count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Upstairs again, missed for the fastball, and another walk. And now the bases will be loaded for the Panthers. And only 1 out in the 7th inning in a 3-2 game. Smith, the batter. Swinging a ball, hit back to the circle. Play to the plate in time for the force.
Nice play by Lauren. Get the lead runner at home.
So the runners on the bases. Move up here, and they're still going to be loaded as the first pitch to the left-handed swinging batter is taken for a ball. So a good play there. Again, communication between the Wildcats out there to know where to go with the softball right when it's hit. And mentioned the distance from the plate to the circle. And you have to think on your feet, and that's what Gammy did right there to get the force at the plate to keep this a 1-run game. Next pitch is lofted out to left. Making a nice play in left field is Schumacher for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Wildcats will head to the bottom half of the 7th, needing 1 to tie, 2 to win here in this bottom half of the 7th. And we'll come back for more Wildcat softball in a moment from Wildcat Ballpark. First pitch is sit on the ground foul up the first base line to Benarott, the batter for the Wildcats, trying to get things started here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Wildcats trail by a run, 3-2. Next pitch, swing and lofted in the air, in the infield, on the right side, and that's the first down of the 7th inning. So now Redlin will step in, singled home a run her last time up. 3-2, Wildcats trying to come back against this Panther team here this afternoon. First pitch, cut on and missed. Good, healthy swing there from Redlin. Comes up empty though, and it's 0-1. back and forth kind of matchup between these two conference teams, and we'll see what the Wildcats can do as this one is sent on a line out to right field and foul.
Caitlin Young, the Lakeville pitcher, she continues to work the outside part of the plate, so we're going to have to take it to right.
One out here in this 7th inning, 3-2, Panthers on top. Wildcats scoring a run in the bottom half of the 6th as the last pitch goes outside from Young. And now it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Oh.
Off-speed pitch from Young. That's the 2nd out of this 7th inning, and the lineup goes back to the top of the order. First place hitter, Sydney New, will step in. New lined out to the shortstop her last time up. Trying to extend things for the Wildcats here this afternoon against the Panthers. First pitch. Taken for a ball from Young. Wind not a factor really right now. The next pitch is cut on and missed. And it's now a 1-1. Panthers getting the 2 runs as this one is hit slowly to second. The underhand flip is in time to get New. And that will be the ball game here as the Panthers win a close one here this afternoon from Wildcat Ballpark. The final score is 3-2. Well, Randy, what are your final thoughts here as we close this broadcast off? I mean, right off the top, it was kind of a feeling out process for the Wildcat batters as they tried to settle in against Young, but you got to give credit to the Panthers getting the go-ahead run in the last half inning and taking this one 3-2.
Yeah, they did a good job. We just couldn't string our hits together. Kate Young, the pitcher for Lakeville, just did a good enough job to keep us off balance.
Well, that will do it here from Wildcat Ballpark, and we thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And again, thank you, Randy, for all your help here this afternoon. It was fun, and hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see if I can come back here and do some other games.
Yep.
But for now, we say goodbye, and the Panthers take down the Wildcats by a final score of 3-2. And we thank you for joining us here this afternoon, and we'll talk to you again soon.